I've been metal detecting for a solid 10 years now, and let me tell you, I've seen some things. Old coins, rusty relics, the occasional weird piece of farm equipment, but I've never, ever felt anything like what happened yesterday. Whatever I dug up out there, it didn't just not want me around. It actively despised me. Honestly, I'm still shaking as I tell you this. I ended up needing stitches, and the thing tried to erase itself from my camera roll. This is the truth of what happened. I parked my beat-up Subaru at the dead-end trailhead just outside Millbridge, a tiny, forgotten town. The county map labeled the spot simply "Abandoned, 1892." The locals swear the old lumber camp that once stood there just disappeared overnight after some cataclysmic incident. My trusty Equinox 800, a real workhorse, booted up. I started swinging. Within minutes, I got the usual predictable signals: a brass boot tip, a smashed pocket knife. Everything was perfectly normal. Everything was quiet. Then the detector started screaming. Not just beeping, but a frantic, high-pitched shriek, oscillating wildly between 38 and 42. It was right where the barely there trail bent sharply toward a murky section of swamp. That kind of signal means something massive. My brain instantly jumped to jar of gold dollars. I pinpointed the spot. My shovel rang out with a sharp, resonant clang. I was practically clawing at the dirt, and then I felt it before I saw it. A strange, profound, unnatural cold radiating up through my fingertips. I cleared the soil. A fist-sized lump, charcoal gray, almost perfectly shaped like a human heart. No rust, no patina. It was shockingly heavy. I reached out and touched it. Instant pins and needles shot through both of my arms. My watch died. The detector went dark. Just like that, I was alone, surrounded by an absolute, suffocating silence. No birds, no breeze, not even the hum of my own equipment. Then the dread hit. Not fear, but a deep, existential wrongness. The air around me began to smell metallic and acrid, like wet pennies and burnt hair. My stomach churned. I dropped the cursed object into my finds pouch anyway, and the moment it left my hand, the oppressive feeling lifted. I ran. I got home, took a shower, and went to bed convinced the ordeal was over. I was wrong. At 2:30 a.m., I woke up in a cold sweat. The room smelled exactly like the swamp, copper and smoke. My closet door, which I distinctly remember latching shut, was now creaking open. I tried to tell myself it was a dream and rolled over. Then something tugged the comforter. Not a gentle drift, but a firm, deliberate pull. Someone, or something, was definitely not alone in my room. The next morning, I grabbed my phone, needing the video proof. The file was corrupted. Every single frame. The thing had followed me home, and it was trying to erase itself from the record. I went straight to the local library, squinting at grainy, yellowed newsprint. I found it. An article dated August 1892. The missing man from the mill was the chemist, Obadiah Hart. He had been melting down silver ore on the sly. I swung by the dusty Historical Society. The curator led me to an old journal entry. Hart's crucible, taken to woods, buried where ground stays cold. She looked at me, her gaze sharp. She said, "Some say the vessel kept his soul." The dread made sense now. I had unearthed a tethered, vengeful soul. I was done with being polite. 3 nights later, my patience snapped when my entire house was engulfed in a cacophony of shrieking smoke alarms. Full alarm, no fire. I drove back to the woods, tearing the jar out of the ground with my bare hands. With a primal yell of frustration and fear, I hurled the object as deep into the black, stagnant water of the swamp as I possibly could. It hit with a satisfying plop. The relief was instant. The cicadas restarted, and the oppressive silence lifted. I backtracked, practically sprinting through the darkness. Halfway to the car, my foot came down on something hard. A sharp, searing pain shot up my leg. I looked down. It was the same smashed pocket knife I'd found on day one, now open, its blade stabbed straight through my boot and deep into my heel. I'm on crutches now. The nightmares and the smells are gone. The footage finally imports clean. No gray lump. The thing successfully erased itself from the digital record. If your machine screams high-toned in a cold, silent pocket of woods, just fill the hole back in and walk away. Some things aren't buried treasure. They actively hate being found, and they will make you pay dearly for the intrusion. Look, I'm still a rational guy, but after what happened, I'm sharing this as a warning. If you've ever found something you couldn't explain, something that gave you that deep, unshakable feeling of dread, drop a comment below. I read every single one, and your story might be featured next. And if you want more of these unique, true horror stories every week, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Stay safe out there, my friends. Happy hunting. But maybe bring extra batteries, a first aid kit, and something a lot stronger than kosher salt, just in case.